right now, or welcome back if you've been watching during this 3-day extravaganza, all in the name of raising some money for COVID-19 relief efforts. I am your host for this little panel, Scott Rogowski, and we're continuing the stream with Pawn Stars stars Rick Harrison, Corey Harrison, and Chumley, the trifecta, the triumvirate. Just a reminder, as you watch, you can donate by clicking the link in the description or by going to cameo.com, where you can pick up a cameo from the fellas you see here, myself included. All purchases are supporting those COVID-19 relief efforts. So let's get started with this Pawn Stars panel in honor of the debut of the new season coming up tonight, right? At 9 p.m.?
It's tonight at 9 p.m., but this is, I believe, the third week. So there's a couple episodes out already from the new season.
Couple episodes.
Yeah, but it's definitely a new episode.
New episode today. We're going to have a great episode. We have a Cause Bear Brick, 1,000% tonight. Really, really fun.
Ooh.
Actually, this was the first day back from a 7-month break of filming. So this was filmed almost a year ago.
Almost a year ago. I mean, I was going to say, it's a good thing you're not filming these episodes these days. There won't be a lot of people coming through the shop. I don't know.
No.
But let's start let's go back to the early days in terms of, how this all got started. And I guess, Rick, you want to take it from here in terms of how you got into pawning? It's a family business, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, back in the day, I found a little legal loophole. Gave me and my dad the first pawn license in Las Vegas in 33 years, and there was a lot of other pawn shops around really big chains and everything like that. It's really hard to compete against them. So I figured I just got to make my pawn shop Tiffany's, because you can't compete against Walmart. So I always wanted it to be the best pawn shop in Vegas, and
so is that why you dress like that?
I was always a media whore. What's that, Chum?
Is that why you dress like that? To rep a Tiffany style pawn shop?
I dress like this because I'm up on my ranch in Oregon, and I'm working around.
Hey, you look good. You look good.
Dude, you could literally take off the top half of the overalls, man. Like, it's really bothering me.
Listen, you're out there working. I see you. You got to have overalls. No one wants to see the plumber's crack.
Remember when you got...
So what are you wearing?
I'm Donald Duck.
Yes, I am.
Balenciaga. That's the Tiffany's right there. Look at that. Go. Head to toe.
By the way, he got so pissed off at me when I was a kid when I made my mom throw his overalls away.
You guys are childhood friends, right? That's how Chumley got into this family business here, and I guess you are an adopted member of the family at this point. Are you in the will?
At one point there was
they
more.
Rick Corey out of the will, and Rick put me in instead.
There was one year where there was more Christmas presents under the tree for Chumley than there was for me.
Oh man, Corey, I feel like there's a bit of a grudge here against the old man.
I mean,
it has nothing to do with me.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's actually funny.
Go ahead.
It's actually funny. My dad told me I wasn't allowed to hang out with Chumley because his hair was weird. And next thing I know, there's more Christmas presents under the tree than there was for me.
No, I thought Chum was the bad influence, and I found out later that you were the bad influence.
No, he's just a better liar than me.
Well, that's important. That's an important skill for the pawn business, right? How important is lying?
No, this guy Chumley wrecked my truck. And to this day, my mother still believes I wrecked it, and Chumley was just covering for me when he said he wrecked it.
I told her the truth. I can't help it. If I'm a good person.
No, you're just a good liar.
Can we bury the hatchet? Can we bury the hatchet right here for all time? Can we just agree that what's past is past, bygones are bygones, and it seems like things are working out pretty well for the three of you in this business.
I think we all like going to work every day.
Yeah.
It comes across well on the show. The camaraderie's good, and we
never
really
wanted
enjoy
to
each
go to
other's
work
company.
so bad.
I'm actually enjoying this time off doing absolutely nothing because, production has also seemed to shut down. So I wouldn't be surprised, if we're back filming before our break's supposed to be over. So I'm just relaxing and enjoying the time at home right now, hoping that we'll get to work early. Who wants 7 months off?
No, I'm glad you had time to figure out how to do your own cornrows. That's impressive.
Yeah, sure. Sure, I did it myself.
I'm sure someone did those cornrows for him.
In the mirror, just twisting them out. Yeah.
You know, I can barely.
I was
take
thinking
these things
about
out
doing
myself.
cornrows.
I think you got enough over there. Just pull down your shirt. Let me see.
Your chest hair looks like taco meat, man.
I want to know. I want to know about again those early days, because I'm a history buff myself, and I want some of the history on the history of the Pawn Stars. You've had so many amazing deals over the years, but do you remember the very first deals that you made back? What you said? It's been probably 30 years ago.
Rick, tell him the story about when you bought the $50 gold piece. You know?
I forget that.
See, babe,
no, but there's
see,
been a
babe,
ton of deals. I mean,
I told you I'd give my value for it. You know?
yeah. But anyway, no, I mean, there's been a ton of, I mean, it's, well, back in the day, it was so much different because you didn't have the internet.
Right.
So I used to have to, like, on Fridays or Saturdays, go to the library and look things up. This is way back in ancient times. And I remember once a person came to the shop and they had a bunch of old photographs. It's a weird old photographic process of, and the photographs were of American Indians. And I figured they had to be worth something, so I gave her $50 for them. And then I went to the library and found out, in the world of photography, there's Ansel Adams is number one, and number two is Edward Curtis. And these were all original Curtis photographs and all the Smithsonian.
Wow. That.
Yeah, and I ended up getting like 17,000 for them.
Jeez. So I mean, it's funny how the internet and like eBay in particular, I guess, has sort of become the marketplace, right? In terms of if you want to figure out what something's worth, what someone's willing to pay for it, you can just type it into eBay, and if it's there, you've got a pretty good idea of the price. But people are still coming to pawn; they're not selling stuff on eBay.
I mean, you get the money right away with pawn.
I can give you money today.
You don't assume the risk of getting charged back.
This,
you know,
a lot of the time they charge back. Picasso. Yeah. Suppose you have a Picasso or something like that. If you can't, you know, your average person can't put it on eBay. Because like, you're gonna give a guy $20,000 for a Picasso that is listed on eBay, and you look at his selling history, and he sold his entire selling history is he sold 5 Beanie Babies. Would you give him $20,000 for that Picasso?
Yeah, no, that's not a trusted seller. You need not a verified seller at the very least. So I mean, that's
yeah.
Where,
So.
Yeah, you've got the brand.
Things like, I mean, a really weird things you're not going to find on eBay, and you sort of got to know. There's a lot more stuff to know, and you got to figure out if it's real.
Well, yeah, authenticity is.
So, Cordy, how do you like this? Not only am I in overalls, I'm drinking out of a mason jar.
Completing the look. Halloween's coming.
I mean, hey, dude, we all like to pretend to be white trash every once in a while.
Is it that hard?
I know you got a Louis Vuitton beanie in your back pocket.
Corey doesn't have to pretend.
No, I do have a Louis Vuitton beanie here around here.
I know you do.
Because I'll ask my fashion guru Chum. I mean, does Louis and Carhartt match?
Yeah.
Chum, are you the
Would
expert?
I wear it?
See,
Would
Corey,
I wear it? Would I wear it? Yeah.
Would you wear it?
Carhartt's actually Carhartt's actually very hip and trendy right now, especially vintage. Like it's very, very in. It's like you mix it with they're doing high fashion collabs right now.
I'm all about the vintage.
Say, who's dressed bad now?
Who's dressed bad now?
I'm
obviously
a
Corey.
character, man.
Listen,
when
you don't know how to dress, you do 2 things. You wear a suit or you wear all black.
There you go.
Can't go wrong.
I learned it from the old man.
I'm rocking some Crosby, Stills, and Nash concert tour.
Listen, if Rick could take a lesson from you, I'll let you dress Rick anytime. You know, you're going good.
What is high-end fashion your expertise now, Chumley, in terms of if someone brings a vintage Louis case, a suitcase?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely know a lot about that stuff, but high-end fashion has really tumbled in with street wear and street fashion over the last 3 to 5 years. And, you know, that's traditionally where I've been, but now it's just mixed and molded together. But, you know I could, you know, we had an old 1800s Louis Vuitton trunk come in and checked it out and everything. And the guy wanted a bunch for it. I think 10 or 15,000. I ended up buying it for like $1,000 or something like that. 900 bucks. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but it was authentic. It had no markings. It wasn't like original. It wasn't like what you think of the monogram. You know, it was just plain brown.
Yeah.
Really cool though.
Corey, what's your expertise in terms of people bring things in the shop? Rick and Chumley turn to you for what exactly?
You know what?
Get the wheel.
Shut up. But no, I know a little bit about a whole lot of things. You know what's great about having my dad being my dad. He reads all these books and he has to talk about them to somebody. So I get the cliff notes of the history of batteries.
He talks about it to everybody over and over.
But I spent my life like I don't have to learn about the stuff because he's gonna read a stupid book about something and I get the cliff notes of it. So I know a little bit about everything Rick knows a lot about.
Rick's a big reader. Rick, what are you reading up there in Oregon right now?
I'm reading the book 1493, which is actually great. Like all the socioeconomic things that happened in the New World after after Columbus discovered us. So
okay, and this has been my life, my entire life. So I asked him to help me teach with division in 3rd grade, and I ended up with Pythagorean's theorem.
Not bad. You got a personal book on tape in the form of your own.
Pretty
book.
much. That's I need him to keep reading, so I don't have to.
Okay. See, but the other thing is like I have no idea of like popular culture or anything like that because I really don't watch television. I read every night. I mean, years ago, John Mayer called me up and wanted to hang out, and I literally had to ask Corey, like, who the hell is John Mayer?
Yeah. What city is he the mayor of? What is that? Yeah.
John Mayer.
Yeah, I mean, no, because I really am that nerd.
And then me and John Mayer drugged him.
And then me and John Mayer carried Corey up a flight of stairs on Cinco de Mayo with stick-on mustaches and threw him in a taxi.
So let's talk about some of these celebrity interactions because through the course of having your show on History Channel for so many years, you guys have yourselves become celebrities, and now you're on Cameo and people are requesting cameos from you. But celebrities are also part of this world. They come into the shop, they become friends of yours. Who are some of your new famous friends that you've made over the years besides John Mayer?
None. No, it's one of those things.
Well, no, I hang out with Corey and Chum.
I mean,
yeah,
we've met lots of people. We have plenty of famous acquaintances, but growing up and working in the same city you grew up with, and it's not like we had to move to LA. We kind of keep our own friends we grew up with. But we've had tons of people come to the shop. Names like David Chappelle, Shaq has came through the shop, I believe, twice. Even one of the employees there said Shaq was the coolest because he made it a point to say every single buddy's first name that he talked to. Like he'd say, "Hi Dexter, how are you today?" Or and we've had tons and tons. LaMarcus Aldridge has come through. Brock Lesnar came through right before he won the UFC title the second time. I think Conor McGregor in his camp came through. I mean, a lot of these traveling sports teams and people, they're on the road a lot. So lucky for our show, we have marathons and it's easy to watch. So I think a lot of, those type of people watch.
In Vegas now with the Golden Knights and the Raiders coming soon. I mean, you're becoming a sports powerhouse yourself.
Let's not talk about that.
We're a Golden Knights team. We're happy to have the Raiders come. I think this city the Knights will always be our number one team though. But I think we're real excited to get a football team. I mean,
I was completely screwed by this situation because I was forced into being a Chargers fan my entire life, which means I had to hate the Raiders. And being a Chargers fan was like having a kid that's a drug addict. Because every time he does well, you're going to find something and you're going to get screwed. So once the Chargers left San Diego, I was like, oh, sweet, Vegas is getting a team. I'm going to get one, and it's the team I was taught to hate.
The Raiders.
You know what? The way I look at it, okay, like I was like my whole life I was a San Diego Chargers fan. But now that the LA Chargers, so I'm sort of a free agent now, and I become a Raiders fan.
There you go. And look, it's not like Kellen Winslow's still playing. So I mean, you could have your memories, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but they're no longer in San Diego, so I'm a free agent.
Exactly. We got a question from a fan. Nicholas Simon wants to know if you could go into any celebrity's house and find things to pawn, who would you want to go into? Who do you think has the best pawn-worthy materials lying around?
Elvis seemed pretty dumb and wasted a bunch of money. I'd like to see what he bought.
Go to Graceland?
I don't know. Drake's trophy room looks pretty tight in his new video. It looks like a lot of wild stuff in there.
I've seen that. Floyd
I'm
Mayweather
absolutely
has a lot of
positive
jewelry.
the Queen of England has some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Family jewels. She's a celebrity. Maybe Meghan Markle took a few of those with her on the way out.
Yeah,
Like,
just grab a little bit of the silverware.
Who decides to not be a prince?
Speaking as a prince yourself, you prince to the pawn empire.
Yeah, no, not really.
How
No, he's got 5 brothers and sisters. I got 6 kids.
and where are they?
Not cool enough to be on
Here's
TV.
We got look up in Oregon with you?
The best.
Yeah, that's my daughter. That's Serena, my daughter.
How you doing? That's
Yeah.
almost 6 feet there, Rick.
So, yeah, when I'm gone from this world, he's got a lot of brothers and sisters, and nieces and nephews to all split this up with.
And if not, chum.
No, I got 3 grandkids. So
Get him pawning early. Baby's first pawn.
yeah.
What's it like having like a famous business in Vegas now? I mean, it's become your place has become almost one of the attractions. When people go to Vegas, they want to stop by the shop.
You know what? Let me take this one. To me, if you muster up the courage and everything to start your own business and build your own baby, I think everybody's business is a famous business. We're lucky enough to have a half hour or an hour long commercial on History Channel to promote ours, but I think everybody thinks their business is famous. I don't think it's absolutely no different.
I'm taking advantage of it. I opened up a candy shop right across the street from the pawn shop. I go inside there. People wait in line for hours to come buy candy and take a picture. So, I'm making a business plan out of it, but I'm also giving people back what they want. They come to the pawn shop, like you said, it's a tourist destination. People come there with money to spend. Everyone comes to Las Vegas with money to spend. They want to meet one of the pawn stars, so I decided to open the candy shop right there. And I hang out there a few hours most days and meet with the fans, and everyone's so grateful to come in. They leave with some candy.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what's so great.
So it's great. We actually get more. We actually get more tourists every day than Hoover Dam in the pawn shop.
Well, look, nothing against the Hoover Dam, but it's the dam. It's
the damn dam.
It's the damn dam. Big slab of concrete, some water behind it. I've been there. You see it for 2 minutes and you walk away. Get back in the car.
Listen, how nerdy are you to even know that fact?
Talking to me?
No,
because when we filmed out at the dam, I talked to the director there, and they get right around 800 tourists a day that go into the dam facility.
Remember
when
we filmed at the dam and I refused to go in because I took that field trip in elementary school and I just slept in the bus?
You didn't go in it?
No, I never went. I stayed in the bus the whole time.
I think that's the case for most people.
I was wondering why we had such a good time in the dam. Now I remember you weren't there.
I had a great time in that bus.
I had a damn good time at the dam.
The dam was fun. You go all the way down there, you get to the end, and you look at the half of it's in Arizona, half of it's in Nevada. Pretty cool stuff down there.
Straddle the states. Maybe they should create a Dameo site. So you got Cameo, but we got Cameo, and you can take pictures with the dams. I don't know. But what's nice about Cameo is the fact that you don't have to necessarily go to Vegas. And now with these travel restrictions and these stay-at-home orders, you can't get there necessarily, but you can still meet the stars of Pawn Stars on Cameo and get requests. What are some of the wildest requests you guys have gotten on Cameo?
Some of the weirdest ones I've gotten is like, my boyfriend just broke up with me. Could you please do a video and tell him get back together with me?
Got those.
And that's when I hit decline.
I do them. I do those.
So I've actually got the.
It's just a little weird.
Will you break up with my girlfriend for me?
A breakup from Corey?
Yeah, I did
Corey, he's not used to doing those himself.
How did you do it, Corey? Can we get a dramatic reenactment?
it. Hey, man, your girl Shelly doesn't want to be with you anymore. You gotta go and move out.
Well, listen, just because that heart's broken, I'll give you $50 for it.
Yeah.
I hear.
No, there's some odd ones like that.
I hear if you take some aspirin and a razor blade, you'll be all right, bro.
Good advice.
Oh God, son.
Chumley, what comes down your pike, chum?
I mean, everything really, mostly birthday requests and shout outs and whatever holiday it is. But I've gotten people who wanted me to, get their back together with their husband or their girlfriend, or their girlfriend's mad, or, try to get this person positive to me. I've been doing Cameo for like almost 2 years now, I think. Maybe even, it seems like right around. I've been on there for a really long time.
Chum makes all the money on Cameo compared to me and Corey. He makes way more than we do.
It's the cornrows, man. It's the cornrows.
No, I change my price all the time. Sometimes I do them for $1.
There you go.
Like I'll do 100 for $1. For
I can be pure ass lazy and just forget to do them. So
I know I have 27 I have to do right now.
Yeah, we've all got a backlog this weekend because of this Cameo Cares scenario. But no, it's going to be given back to the community. We got another question from the chat, Chum, for you. How did you get your nickname? Because I don't think Chum is your God-given Christian name. Is that so?
The Tennessee tuxedo. I don't know. Maybe Rick. If you guys are as old as Rick, you'll be familiar with it. If you're not, then that means you're young and you don't know about it. It's a cartoon, and Tennessee tuxedo is a penguin, and Tennessee tuxedo is his dim-witted sidekick that is a walrus. And one day I was walking down my friend's stairs at about 12 years old, and I barely knew his dad. I was like, all right, I'll see you later, Tony. I'm going home. And he said, you're not going nowhere till you sit down and have dinner with us, Chumley. And I said, well, that's better than Twinkie. I'll go with it. I had lots of nicknames. I just liked it. My friend's dad gave it to me. I liked it. I rolled with it. It's been out 20 years, I think. I was on my 37. It's been over 20 years. My nickname's been Chumley.
Even with the weight loss, you're still sticking with it because you're not looking like a walrus anymore, Chum.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm still me. You can only be one you. I only know how to be Chumley. It's all right. Still wake up every morning as Chumley. Go to bed every morning as Chumley.
And he knows it pisses me off when he refers to himself in the third person.
Hey, Chumley makes that skirt scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a lot of words that I can say that make Corey mad. I just make words up. Skirt scratch is one of them from when we were going to school and Job Corps together. I used to say, count my skirt scratch, and he used to get so mad at me.
Chumley would buy hats that he knew would piss me off if he wore them.
No. Listen, I've always liked to style myself up. There's fashion out there for everyone, but not every fashion is for everyone.
And again, it takes years sometimes to find your taste in fashion and to adjust to what is considered maybe high fashion, because some of those old photos, Chum.
Like Carhartt.
Carhartt, see, it came back around. But in the early days, Chum wasn't rocking Balenciaga the way he is.
No,
I don't even know what that is.
To be fair, Balenciaga. Well, to be fair, streetwear.
So how much are those pajamas?
It's called ready wear. High fashion ready made is literally about 4 or 5 years old. 5 years ago, you had to get Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga. You had to get that stuff custom made. So when high fashion started to mix with street culture is when they started to make ready to wear, where you could go in and get a Balenciaga shirt or a Louis Vuitton shirt off of the rack that was a standard size, And back in the day, I just used to wear free stuff, Diamond, Supreme. I grew up skateboarding, so I wore a lot of skateboarding stuff. But now,
Mind your manners, dude. It's really rude to ask somebody how much their shirt cost.
No. I mean, the
No, it
Carhartts
is.
were
It's
like
really,
$40.
it's really rude.
Yeah. I have no idea. If I had to guess, it was probably 1,100.
He'll give you 60 for it. So the new season's on. We're a few weeks into it. New episode tonight. This has been what 10 years on the air? Am I? What season is this? 8.
10 years.
This July will be 11 years.
11 years.
I think, yeah. 11 on, yeah.
11 years in July.
Almost
But-
a third of my life.
12 years filming though, right? I think we have an extra
Almost
year.
12 years filming, yeah.
Yeah, basically
We
a
started
third of
filming
mine
in
and Chumley's life.
08.
And we know competitors have come and gone. We don't need to mention them, but the OGs.
Oh, like Pawn Stars, where they made koi fish ponds.
or other pawn shows.
Pond Stars. Yeah.
There was other Pawn Star spin-offs.
Oh, no, there's been
Asian
like 50
Pawn,
of them.
European one, you know,
Yeah.
and even the other guys. from
Beverly
Detroit.
Hills Pond.
Yeah.
Hardcore pawn.
Pawn Queens.
But you guys are the OGs. And what do you think has kept the show so popular over 10, 11 years?
You can tell him, Rick.
it's-
Go ahead, Rick. Tell him. Go ahead. Rick. You
It's
can tell
super.
him.
It's
Go
super
ahead.
Because
simple.
we actually
Let's
know
not,
what we're
I'm
doing.
Not, I don't want to
we're
hear
not-
him talk. He's wearing overalls. It bothers me. No, like quite simply, like if you watch a car show, there's at the beginning and the end, they're going to start a car, they're going to finish a car. We might have a car, we might have a motorcycle, we might have a Fabergé egg. I think everybody has that certain thing in their closet where, grandma left and you think might be worth some kind of money. And I think, basically it's, you have a guy with overalls on and a guy in the Balenciaga pajamas and me, and it's just kind of like Antiques Roadshow, but it's cool and it's fun. You might have something like that.
So you think it's the relatability?
I think it's all because of me.
Yeah.
It's because there's no storyline. You can pick it up anywhere. Laugh and Learn TV. And we got a guy right there in overalls that knows absolutely everything in the world. So, I mean.
Except how to dress.
No, he's dressed proper for his occasion.
Look at this roasting that goes on. I mean, this is the kind of roasting you could get for your friends on Cameo.
This is all day. This is all day on the pawn and the pawn shop.
So it's funny.
All
Like, I
day
actually
long.
I actually get, I never see, how come I never see you and Chumley out together in public? I'm like, because I've lived and worked with this guy for almost 25 years.
We've been roommates several times. We work together, every day. And we live an hour away from each other.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, working with my dad is more like I gotta wait for him to die to get a promotion.
The best thing is I probably see Corey more than Rick, and they live a half a mile away from each other.
Very, very delicately put there, Corey.
Rick's always in Oregon, I give my Corey time.
Yeah, Rick,
I threw a rock at your horse today, by the way.
I hope not. No, because like literally, I really am. I live in Oregon and I ride horses.
And it's funny because his son is terrified of horses, and so he bought
Which is a good thing. Keeps you away from my house.
Yeah, you bought a house a quarter mile away from me, and you put horses there. Like you never wanted a horse in your entire life, but you knew I was.
I wanted a horse my whole life.
Oh, really? Who buys a horse at 54?
Rick,
Farmer
just don't
Rick.
become,
Your dad.
don't become Rick Exotic. All right, don't
Yeah.
don't start
Yeah.
a
There
horse
you go.
farm like.
Did you see my Photoshopped Rick Exotic meme I posted last week, Rick?
No.
I had
probably don't
Emily
wanna see it.
Photoshop
I
Shadow Clock
guarantee
his
you he
face
has
on.
no idea what we're talking about.
The
No,
horse
he doesn't.
kid.
He's
The
off
horse
the grid.
kid.
He doesn't know who Joe Exotic is.
No,
Right?
he's reading his
You
book.
don't know the Tiger
who's Joe
King, Rick?
Exotic?
You know the Tiger King?
What's that? I have not.
You know who the
seen
Tiger King is?
Tiger, whatever.
No, he's reading the
It's
novelization.
some show about tigers.
You're good.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
gets by you.
It's totally about tigers, bro. It's all about the tigers,
Yeah.
man.
All about the tiger.
I don't know. I've heard about it. I just don't know exactly what it is.
Rick is going to be reading the novelization when it comes out. Look, that's that's all the time we have for our little Pawn Stars panel here. Thank you for joining us from scattered parts of the country during this crazy time of our lives. And thanks for watching the Cameo Cares live stream. If you are watching, you can donate via the link in the description or by purchasing from cameo.com. So please do that if you can afford to. The charities are supporting those impacted by COVID-19. And don't forget to catch your favorite Pawn Stars episodes now on History with a new episode tonight at 9 p.m. Thank you, Rick, Corey, and Chumley. Stick around, people watching at home, because up next, there's an epic lip sync battle with the Queens of RuPaul's Drag Race, hosted by Frankie Grande.
Oh, I'll make sure I catch that, Scott. Thank you very much for hosting this, buddy. I appreciate it.
Stick around for that. I know Corey's watching. Bye, guys.